The NBA has had a very rich history, spanning generations. Through the years, plenty of players in the NBA have become stars. But did you know that many successful players currently in the league owe their legacy to their fathers who played in the same league before them? We're taking a look at NBA players whose fathers were in the NBA. So, jab that like button, share, subscribe, and dunk on that notification bell. Here are 10 fathers and their sons who played in the NBA. Number 10. Henry and Mike Bibby. Charles Henry Bibby was drafted by the New York Knicks in 1972, winning the NBA title in '73. His career as a player spanned almost a decade, playing with the then New Orleans Jazz, the Philadelphia 76ers, and the San Diego Clippers before pursuing his career as a coach, leading the WNBA's LA Sparks in 2005 and as assistant coach for the 76ers, the Grizzlies, and the Pistons. His son Mike Bibby is now a former point guard in the NBA. Playing for 14 seasons in the league, he played for several teams, and he even reached the NBA Finals with the Miami Heat against the Dallas Mavericks. Number 9. John and David Stockton. One of the 50 greatest players in NBA history, John Houston Stockton, is regarded as one of the greatest point guards of all time. This 10-time NBA All-Star and 2-time Hall of Fame inductee holds the NBA records for most career assists and steals by wide margins. One of Stockton's sons, David, also made it to the NBA. His pro basketball career would see him in various international leagues, playing for Croatian club Cedevita Zagreb and later on with the New Zealand Breakers. Just like his father, David would later on sign with the Utah Jazz in 2018. Number 8. Doc and Austin Rivers. Renowned for his coaching caliber, Glenn Anton Doc Rivers was an All-American basketball player, even participating in the U.S. national team in the 1982 FIBA World Championship. A year after, he was drafted to the NBA in the second round by the Atlanta Hawks. As a point guard, he was known for his defense, leading the Boston Celtics to the 2010 NBA Championship. Doc Rivers is currently the head coach for the Los Angeles Clippers. Doc's son, Austin Rivers, currently plays for the Houston Rockets. Austin Rivers was selected by the New Orleans Hornets as the 10th overall pick in the 2012 NBA Draft, choosing to wear the number 25, same as his dad when he was in the NBA. In 2015, Austin became the first player in NBA history to play for his father, Coach Doc Rivers of the LA Clippers. Number 7. Gary Payton and Gary Payton II. With his 13-year span with the Supersonics, he continues to hold the franchise records in points, assists, and steals. Well known for his open-mouthed, bobbin-head style of trash talk on the court, he was nicknamed the Glove for his incredible defensive abilities. Since being drafted by the Supersonics in 1990, he has since played for the Milwaukee Bucks, the Los Angeles Lakers, the Boston Celtics, and snatched a 2006 NBA trophy with the Miami Heat. If Gary Payton Sr. is known as the Glove, literally on the other hand, we have the Mitten. Gary Payton II's first team in the NBA was the Milwaukee Bucks, the Wisconsin Herd. In 2018, the LA Lakers signed Payton II with a setup. He currently plays for the Washington Wizards. Number 6. Mychal Thompson, Michael Thompson, Klay Thompson. They say that each individual makes their own mark in the NBA. However, this next entry will make one consider whether the skills needed to make that mark of success in the NBA truly is genetic. Mychal Thompson is a Bahamian national who was drafted first overall pick in 1978 by the Portland Trail Blazers, making him the first foreign-born player to be selected first in the NBA draft. He played center position for the Blazers, the San Antonio Spurs, and was on the famous Showtime Lakers team of the 80s, alongside league legends Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and Magic Johnson, averaging 13.7 points and 7.4 rebounds a game. He won 2 championships with the Lakers in 1987 and 1988. Following in Mychal Thompson's basketball steps are his sons, Michael and Klay. The elder of the Thompson brothers, Michael Thompson, won the D-League championship while playing for Santa Cruz alongside Steph Curry's brother Seth. They created a tandem that would correspondingly be dubbed as the Splash Brothers of the D-League. Klay Thompson is a 5-time All-Star and 3-time NBA champion with the Golden State Warriors. Klay is credited as one of the greatest shooters in NBA history and currently holds the NBA playoff record for most three-pointers made in a game. Number 5. Patrick Ewing and Patrick Ewing Jr. In the realm of old-school NBA big men, the Ewing era for the New York Knicks is enormous. Patrick Ewing had an emphatic career. Earlier during his 4-year college career, which is cited as one of the most successful college runs of all time, leading the Georgetown Hoyas to the NCAA championship in 1984. A consistent performance athlete, Ewing was named the National College Player of the Year in 1985. On the same year, he was drafted into the NBA by the New York Knicks. Ewing would enjoy a successful NBA career, spending 15 years with the Knicks and year-long stints with the Seattle Supersonics and the Orlando Magic, before retiring from the court and starting his career from the sidelines as part of the coaching staff. His son, Patrick Ewing Jr., was picked by the Sacramento Kings in the 2008 NBA Draft. Unlike his father, he played the small forward position. Although spending many of his pro years in the NBA Summer League, he would later come back to the NBA with the then New Orleans Hornets. He also played for international leagues in Germany, Spain, Greece, and Qatar. Number 4. Tim Hardaway and Tim Hardaway Jr. Tim Hardaway is a 5-time NBA All-Star who held most of his career under the Golden State Warriors and the Miami Heat. Known for incorporating a flashy crossover move attributed to his name, he averaged 17.7 points per game, 3.3 rebounds per game, and 8.2 assists per game in his career. Tim Jr. currently plays in the NBA, having had 2 stints with the New York Knicks and Atlanta Hawks before being traded to the Dallas Mavericks. His father and son duo have both played for the same team, the Mavs, and have separately played with Dirk Nowitzki during their respective careers. Number 3. Stan Love and Kevin Love. Stan Love was a 6'9" forward who was drafted to the then Baltimore Bullets, now Washington Wizards, in 1971, having also played for the Los Angeles Lakers and the San Antonio Spurs before retiring in 1975. Looking up to his father-figure role model, Stan's son Kevin also plays in the NBA and has had quite a successful career. This 5-time NBA All-Star was also NBA champion with the Cleveland Cavaliers in 2016. He continues to play for the Cavs. Number 2. Del Curry, Seth, and Steph Curry. This entry to the list is a common favorite, as hot hands running in the family has become evident, especially from three-point land, and cause for championship pedigree. Del Curry started his career in 1986, being drafted by the Utah Jazz. Considered to be one of the league's underrated performers, he would take the NBA Sixth Man of the Year award in 1994. Curry would take stints with Cleveland, Charlotte, Milwaukee before retiring with the Toronto Raptors in 2002. Having been raised practically on the basketball court and the dugouts, Del's eldest son Steph would grow up to become one of the league's most recognized players. With his shooting prowess and style, Steph would transform the game we know today. A 6-time NBA All-Star, Steph has been named the NBA MVP twice and has won 3 NBA championships with the Golden State Warriors. With his revolutionary three-point shot, Steph Curry is considered to be the greatest shooter in NBA history. Despite injury setbacks within his team, he continues his legacy with a relaunch of their team's possible dynasty continuation. The youngest of the Curry sons, Seth Curry, started his Pro Bowl career in the NBA's D-League, becoming a 2-time NBA D-League All-Star. He has had stints with the Memphis Grizzlies, the Cleveland Cavaliers, Sacramento Kings, and the Portland Trail Blazers. He is currently signed with a 4-year contract with the Dallas Mavericks. Number 1. Joe and Kobe Bryant. Joe Bryant was drafted by the Golden State Warriors in 1975, but was traded to his hometown team, the Philadelphia 76ers, and played with them for 4 seasons. Playing alongside Dr. J. Julius Erving, he would reach the NBA Finals, but didn't win a championship. He would later on play pro Italian ball for several teams before starting a coaching career that would see him leading the charge for the WNBA's Los Angeles Sparks and international teams in Japan, Italy, and Thailand. Joe's son would eventually cement the Bryant name into the greatest of all-time conversation. Kobe Bryant became the first guard drafted in the NBA directly out of high school, playing for the Los Angeles Lakers for his entire 20-season career from 1996 to 2016. Bryant would win 5 NBA championships, 18-time All-Star, the MVP award in 2008, and 2-time NBA Finals MVP. Kobe Bryant earned himself a reputation as a high flyer and a fan favorite with his high-intensity scoring and high-flying dunks. The Black Mamba would consistently maintain his career records and highlights, and continue being a crowd favorite even after retiring from the game. Despite the tragic helicopter accident that shook the world early in 2020, taking the lives of those aboard, including Kobe Bryant and his daughter Gianna, Kobe's legacy continues through his fans, and his spirit lives on through the game of basketball. As the league continues, it's interesting to note which father-son duos have made their mark in the NBA. Which duo do you think made the most impact in the game of basketball? We sure are excited to see which new duos will arise in the generations to come. Tell us your thoughts in the comments section below. And don't forget to jam on that like button, share, subscribe, and jam on that notification bell for new videos.